right when you retire, we get a big drawdown in the market. That's when it has the biggest impact on people's portfolio. So you're withdrawing from a portfolio that's also declining in value.
It's like if you just hit retirement and the market just had a terrible downswing right when you hit retirement.
Today's episode is brought to you by Security Financial Management.
Welcome back to the Best Advice Podcast, guys. I'm your host, Rob Lavaglio, here as always with Senior Advisor Stephen Young here at SFM. Steve, what's cracking this morning, baby?
Hey, thanks, Rob.
It's good to have you back.
Great to be here. Thanks, Rob.
Steve kind of runs our Melbourne office, so is in and out of the Orlando office. It is a treat when he blesses us with his presence.
Thanks, Rob.
You have a blessed day.
Which leads us to the question of the day. Today's question comes from Kenneth from Jupiter, Florida. Kenneth, what you got for us?
Newly retired here, recently read an article that stated that the safe withdrawal rate of 4% is not always accurate. Is this just noise, or is there real scenarios where the 4% rule might not work?
Thank you, Kenneth. Yes, 4% rule, mind's blown. If that's not the truth today, let's talk to the expert. Steve, what you got for us?
That's a strong statement from Morningstar. So what they're saying is, the 4% rule has been around for over 30 years, but it may need some fine tuning. Markets change with interest rates and so on and so forth, and it's got to be continually evaluated.
Oh, okay. So that makes a lot more sense. So they're basically saying the 4% rule still generically should work, but there's other layers that if you don't have a financial advisor meticulously checking and meticulously analyzing, that there could be situations that evolve that it might not necessarily work out.
Exactly. 4% rule works most of the time, but there's some circumstances where it may not, and that's what we're going to get into.
Okay. Phew. I thought I was going to have to rethink my entire life right there again.
Who am I?
So what are those situations or Achilles heels of the safe withdrawal rate, or even things that could trip you up if you don't have a professional really analyzing this day to day?
Exactly. For instance, healthcare inflation alone is exploding retirement budgets. Also, sequence of returns risk early in retirement.
Okay. So how does healthcare come into play there?
So according to Health System Tracker, healthcare inflation runs double the rate of regular inflation. The 1994 rule didn't take this into account. Healthcare inflation is exploding retirement budgets. According to Fidelity's 2024 study, a 65-year-old retiring today will spend an average of $165,000 on healthcare throughout retirement. That's up 5% from just last year. Healthcare costs are rising at double the rate of general inflation. The 1994 withdrawal rule never accounted for this accelerating healthcare inflation.
All right, makes sense. And then what's the risk of return? Is that what you said?
Sequence of returns risk.
Sequence of return risk. What's that?
So that's right when you retire, we get a big drawdown in the market. That's when it has the biggest impact on people's portfolio. So you're withdrawing from a portfolio that's also declining in value.
Okay, so it's like if you just hit retirement and the market just had a terrible downswing right when you hit retirement.
Right, and that's why we stress test our portfolios to look at that, because that could happen at any time. The second critical flaw is sequence of returns risk. This is the risk that devastates retirement portfolios when market downturns hit early in retirement. Here's how it works. If you retire with $1 million and the market drops 20% in your first year while you're withdrawing $40,000, your portfolio is suddenly worth just $760,000, but it still has to fund the remainder of your retirement. Research from Daily Fed shows that when sequence of returns risk hits early in retirement, it can quickly deplete your retirement savings and negatively impact your long-term financial security.
Wow, so this just shows how many layers and meticulous you guys have to be as advisors at looking at someone's complete financial world, right? How do you guys accumulate for all this, or how do you guys analyze all this and stay ahead of the game?
Well, we do it through the puzzle piece methodology. So that's where we have a team approach, a team of specialists to help in all different areas: Medicare, tax planning, income planning, stress testing portfolios, and have all those different areas working together for a client's financial plan.
Nice. So that makes sense. So every piece is accommodated for.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, we hope that helps, Kenneth. Remember, folks, the secret to wealth is not what you earn, it's what you keep. Happy days, everybody.
If you have any questions on anything that we talked about today, don't hesitate to give our office a call or shoot us an email.
This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only and is not intended as personal financial advice. Before making any financial decision, please do your own research and consult a financial advisor as needed.